Presidential candidate Joe Biden visited Cleveland earlier today. His message for voters and what this could mean for the election.
And it's not just national candidates making their final push. Local candidates were on campus today to campaign before students head to the polls tomorrow.
Ohio ranked 27th among states where COVID-19 is spreading the fastest. What officials are saying has to be done to slow the spread.
And later, we'll have more on the Democratic physicist challenging the incumbent Republican for his 16th district congressional seat. TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Election day is tomorrow and candidates are making their last campaign stops before voters hit the polls. That's where we begin this evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jenna Borthwick.
And I'm Nadine, Battah.
Local Democratic candidates came to campus this afternoon to encourage students to vote in tomorrow's election.
Our reporter Ben Pagani went to the Student Center where it all went down. Hi, Ben.
Thank you both. Good evening to everyone. Today is the last day for all candidates to push through because, well, election day is tomorrow, right? And today I got the chance to speak with Portage County Commissioner Kathleen Clyde and State Representative Randy Kleitz when they came to promote themselves and other Democratic candidates. Today outside of the Student Center, Democratic lawmakers came to campaign.
You are the front line. You are dealing with the criminal justice system, the water resources, recycling, children's services.
Ohio Representative Randy Kleitz came to state her case.
Everything that you're doing could have an impact on legislation that I'm either vetting in my committees or that we'll be passing on the House floor. And if I know it's something that's going to impact Portage County, then I'm going to think differently about my vote.
Kathleen Clyde wanted to promote other Democrats as well.
Active with the Biden campaign, and what I feel like if he is our next president, one of the reasons that I supported him so early was his ability, I think, to work across the aisle and to bring people together.
With Election Day tomorrow, Randy Kleitz has one more push too.
I think it is just trying to make sure that people know that I am literally their voice in Columbus. So I don't know, if I don't know what's going on here locally, then I can't take that voice to Columbus.
Now, both lawmakers are running for re-election tomorrow in Portage County and in their districts. One of their biggest targets today were students already registered to vote and making sure they knew their polling locations. We'll have coverage of both candidates' races tomorrow on our election show. I'm Ben Pagani. Happy Election Night Eve. Jenna?
Thanks, Ben. Former Vice President Joe Biden stopped in Cleveland today, just one day before the presidential election. This marks Biden's second visit to the city after Cleveland hosted the first presidential debate in September. Biden urged voters to make their voice heard and said, quote, "Tomorrow we have an opportunity to put an end to a presidency that has divided this nation." Biden also vowed to build upon the Affordable Care Act. The Cuyahoga County Republican Party responded to Biden's visit by stating that his unplanned campaign stop indicates that the campaign knows they're in trouble. Yesterday's NBC News and Wall Street Journal poll shows Biden leading President Trump by 10 points nationally.
It's the eve of Election Day, and President Trump is out to make his closing arguments to voters today. Trump has 5 rallies in 4 states: North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, all states that are deemed critical in a final full day of campaigning. Vice President Pence had a pair of rallies scheduled in Pennsylvania before joining Trump on the trail in Michigan earlier this day.
Based on 2016 numbers, the early voting numbers have tripled. The absentee voting numbers have doubled. So we're blowing away any previous numbers that we've seen, and those are a few days old. We're going to have new numbers tomorrow, and what I believe is that by the time the polls open at 6:30 a.m. on Tuesday, November 3rd, I think more than half the votes may have already been counted, or cast rather, not counted. But that's an important thing for people to understand, that really Ohioans are taking advantage of early and absentee voting in absolutely record-breaking numbers.
A record number of ballots have been cast here in Ohio and across the nation. 3 million residents have cast their ballots, which is more than half the total number of Ohioans who voted in 2016. Secretary of State LaRose added that weekend early voting had the biggest turnout he'd ever seen and expects the state to break more records today and tomorrow.
Now TV2 is here to answer all of your Election Day related questions. Tomorrow, polls are open 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Identification is required to vote in person. But for those of you with absentee ballots, election officials recommend dropping it off before 7:30 tomorrow at your county board of elections. Drop boxes can be accessed 24 hours a day, and mail-in ballots postmarked tomorrow or later will not be counted. You can take a look at a sample ballot at the Portage County Board of Elections website.
If you're hoping
Election Day is
If you're hoping for presidential election results by tomorrow night, don't hold your breath. The counting will be going on even after the voting is over, which is nothing new. CNN's Britt Conway reports.
Election Day is November 3rd.
Very nice if a winner were declared on November 3rd.
But even if there's a projected winner, we won't know the official result that day. And CNN analyst Jessica Huseman says that's nothing new.
We've actually never known the results of election night on election day, and this year won't be any different.
It has to do with how states count votes.
The first state to certify its election results is Delaware, and that doesn't happen until 2 days after the election.
Then there's the 21 states and D.C. that accept ballots postmarked by Election Day, even if they arrive after November 3rd. States actually have until December 8th, the safe harbor deadline. It's a federal law that's been around since the late 1800s and says states must resolve any election disputes and finalize tallies 6 days before members of the Electoral College gather to cast their ballots, which means early results could look very different from the final outcome. And as former Vice President Al Gore explains, the swing will be even wider this year.
There may be what's called a red mirage. The people who vote on the day of the election may be more in Trump's favor, and then a blue shift as the mail-in ballots are counted. Again, more of them this time than ever before.
Especially considering some key battleground states, Iowa, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Texas, are among the states that accept postmarked ballots that arrive after Election Day.
We have to be patient and let the votes be counted.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Hey guys, I'm TV2 weather anchor Odin Amador-Gorby here with your TV2 weather report. It sure was a cold, windy day out there since last night's dusting of snow that fell across northeast Ohio, but not much has fell across the area last night though. But as you can see right now, most of it is probably melted. Currently in Kent, it is partly cloudy skies with 40 degrees out there. Feels like 35. It's definitely chilly, unfortunately. Dew point at 20%. Winds east-northeast at 13 miles per hour with a visibility at 10 miles. So as you can see, it's not too bad of a day out there today. But currently, as the sun's starting to go down, we are starting to see temperatures go down to the 40s. Which is going to start to feel really cold, and it's going to continue to go down in the 30s. Like right now, currently 40 degrees in Kent, Sandusky, you're at 43. So it's going to continue to go on a downward trajectory, as you will see right now. So here's your hour-by-hour forecast for tonight. 7 o'clock, it will be 38 degrees with clear skies. Midnight, 37 with clear skies. And your 5 a.m., 36 with clear skies. So it's definitely going to be on the chilly side, but fortunately we won't have to deal with any snow or any precipitation of any type. But what I will say is that that's all I have for now. Make sure you stay tuned for my full forecast. Nadine, Jenna, back to you.
Thanks for that, Odin. Halloween looked especially different this year in Kent thanks to COVID-19 restrictions. In recent years, it's estimated that over 20,000 people who were not Kent residents traveled to Kent for Halloween. This year was described as tame, with streets empty and not nearly as crowded as years before. Attendees said they most looked forward to a night out with friends, even if it meant social distancing.
Tame is a great way to describe that night, Jenna. Despite planning with a large police presence downtown, a Kent police dispatcher said that as of 8:40 p.m. on Saturday evening, there had not been any arrests or reported problems due to the Halloween celebrations. City officials say they expected with the pandemic that the crowds would be smaller this year, especially with bars scheduled to close at 10 p.m.
And Ohio ranked number 27 among the states where COVID-19 was spreading the fastest. Across the country, 41 states had more cases in the latest week than they did in the week before. with record-breaking increases here in Ohio. The worst weekly outbreaks were in Putnam, Holmes, and Noble counties. Adding the most new cases overall is Franklin County, which holds Columbus. The share of Ohio test results that came back positive was 6.2% in the latest week, compared with 5.3% in the week before. The World Health Organization says places should be conducting enough tests to have fewer than 5% coming back positive in order to complete contact tracing quick enough to prevent further spread.
Where we're seeing it is people in their own private lives, weddings, showers, funerals, watching football games. People are letting their guard down. They're not wearing a mask. And that's our message, my message to the people of Ohio. We got to start doing this more. And there is good news. We now know how important masks are. We know we can knock this thing down. And if we do that and come together, this winter will not be as bad as many people are predicting it. And I'm optimistic that Ohioans are starting to see that this thing is really, really spreading in Ohio.
Ohio coronavirus cases continue to surge, and the state continues to break records on new cases every day. The last 24-hour report reported 2,909 cases, along with 37 deaths, 182 hospitalizations, and 23 ICU admissions. There has been a total more than 221,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Ohio. Governor DeWine says most spread is happening in people's personal lives. The governor continues to stress the importance of wearing masks and social distancing when around others.
A member of President Trump's family made a stop in Canfield over the weekend. Their message to voters and in the Ohio Valley straight ahead.
A lot of your favorite food chains are having special promotions on Election Day. Hold on to that I voted sticker and stay with us for what items will be offered.
I'm Melissa Myers.
And I'm Dante Centofanti.
When it comes to election coverage, you want information you can trust from people who call this community home.
TV2 News is truly Portage County, and on election night, we'll be live getting the results that affect you.
TV2 will bring you coverage you can trust. So join us on election night starting at 8:30.
We'll see you on November 3rd.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. Republican U.S. Representative Anthony Gonzalez, shown on the left, is being challenged by Democrat Aaron Paul Godfrey, shown on the right, in Ohio's 16th district. Godfrey is a physicist who says that Congress needs more scientists. In 2018, Godfrey finished a fifth out of 6 congressional candidates in the Democratic primary for the same seat. Gonzalez is seeking a second 2-year term, and the district typically leans conservative. Gonzalez wants to focus on legislation to rebuild America's medical supply chain and promises to work with Democrats, something he says his record shows. Godfrey said Gonzalez has failed to hold the Trump administration accountable when it refused to comply with several congressional subpoenas.
Ivanka Trump spent Saturday afternoon rallying voters in Canfield, where voters gathered outside the Mahoning Career and Technical Center, with many chanting 4 more years. Focusing on economics, Trump praised the tax cuts, new trade deals, and growth in the energy sector under her father's leadership, and warned what the campaign says could happen if former Vice President Joe Biden is elected. Ivanka also assured the crowd that her father and current administration will deliver a vaccine to end COVID-19. Strong winds definitely made an impact throughout Northeast Ohio last night as power outages remain. First Energy reported as of 10 a.m. this morning, Ashtabula County had 2,754 outages, Cuyahoga County had 1,639, and Lake County had 1,314 outages. With today as the last day for early voting, no reports of outages affecting polling places were made.
Hello everyone, welcome back to your TV2 Weather Report. I am TV2 weather anchor Odin Amador-Gorby, and right now your top weather headlines. A dusting of snow fell across northeast Ohio last night, along with those strong gusty winds last night across northeast Ohio. However, you know, wasn't really a whole lot of snow out there. And today, a lot of that snow kind of went away, but it was still really cold out there with a cold, clear, windy day all across northeast Ohio. But hold on, folks, because during this upcoming week, we will be experiencing a nice big warm-up coming up, but it'll be a very gradual warm-up, I'm afraid to say. But let's get right to your statewide temperatures right now. And currently, right now, 58 in Akron, 53 in Columbus, and 50 in Cincinnati. So right now, the temperatures are kind of bumping up a little bit, but we'll be watching as it will be going downhill later on tonight into the 30s. So anyway, as you can see right here, we have been dealing with some gusty winds across our area today. We do have a gale warning in effect for Lake Erie, so if you have any boats out there, bring them to dock. It's probably not a good idea to be out there right now. Most of the snow showers that we have experienced last night are going up into Pennsylvania and New York State, so it's starting to finally go away from us, and we will be experiencing that big ridge of high pressure that will be coming through and giving us a lot of really nice weather up ahead for the week. So right now, let's take a look at today's temperature. So as you can see, this huge ridge of cold Arctic, well, not really Arctic air, but cold air from, obviously from Canada. As you can see, it's from this big, huge ridge of the jet stream, as you can see right here. So that's for today, but we will be expecting a big change towards Sunday. As well, it's going to be a gradual change, but on Sunday, we will be experiencing a big ridge of warm air that's going to be coming through. A big ridge of warm air that's going to be coming through, and it's going to bring our temperatures up into the 70s. So that'll be really nice for your Sunday. So if you have any fun things to do on Sunday, then go for it on that day. So here's your forecast for tomorrow. 54 degrees, still going to be cold, but it's going to start warming up, like I said. Mostly sunny skies, sunrise at 6:59 a.m. So here's your 7-day outlook. As you can see, for Election Day Tuesday, we will be dealing with some sunny skies, so as you're going out to the polls, it'll be really nice out there. But towards your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we will be going up in our temperatures, which will be really nice. Saturday and Sunday. Sunday will be the interesting day because we will be experiencing highs in the 70s. It's going to feel like summertime out there, and also towards your Monday. So please make sure you bundle up tomorrow at the polls. Stay warm and stay safe. Back to you guys in the news desk.
Thanks, Odin. Limited seating, required mask wearing, and strict health inspections. These are all things restaurants and dining services around the country have had to deal with due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
And it's no different for the student workers here at Starbucks on campus, adjusting to a new way of schooling and their part-time jobs.
Our news director, Lexi Biasi, spoke to workers on campus about the changes. Hey, Lexi.
Hi guys, if you've been in either of the Starbucks on campus, whether in the business building or library, things obviously look a little different. But after speaking to some of the workers, I learned that these changes have been harder to adjust to for both the employees and the customers. Almost every college student lives off of it. Starbucks coffee, a staple here on Kent State's campus. But for the students working behind the counter, it's been quite a process to stay in compliance with COVID-19 safety requirements.
Not only do we have to deal with Aramark's rules, we have to deal with Starbucks policies as well.
The two Starbucks on campus are franchised out by Aramark, the company that manages all of the food services for the university. This means two different sets of safety requirements.
Starbucks will say we're okay to do one thing, while Aramark will be like, well, no, you can't do that.
Just like other restaurants across the state, student workers must clean all surfaces multiple times a day, enforce social distancing, mask wearing, and ensure safe workspaces for the baristas. All this while making sure they can regularly pass health department inspections, which adds a whole new layer of responsibilities.
So when we come in to inspect, they're going to look at everything from are they timing and dating their food, are they cleaning appropriately, if they're washing dishes, do they have logs and temperature checks and chemical checks that are up to date.
So far, workers have been able to meet their health department requirements. Both business building and library locations have passed their monthly inspections. So what's the challenge? Workers say it's getting their fellow students to comply with pandemic rules. The most recent complaint filed with the health department being students receiving their drinks and never pulling their masks
back up.
It's every single day that I have to ask customers to pull their mask up above their nose and stay on.
Like a constant, like, hey, you have to make sure you're covering your nose, not just your mouth.
I reached out to Aramark for comment, but they did not reply. As for the student employees, they say the adjustments have been a process, but they are working through it each day. In Kent, I'm Lexi Biasi.
Now, Lexi, these health department inspections, what have they found?
Well, right here, I'm holding the most recent report from the library location, Starbucks, and it shows that it's past its health and safety requirements, but students are getting their drink and going to a different part of the library and never pulling their mask back up. Once they are out of the designated Starbucks area, though, student workers can't enforce the mask wearing. It would have to come from library employees themselves. As always, please make sure you are wearing your mask and practicing social distancing. Reporting in the Franklin Hall studio, I'm Lexi Biasi.
Baker and the Browns took on the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday. Tune to my sports report to see how they did.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hello, I'm Matthew Merger, and this is your TV2 Sports Report. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are taking on the New York Giants tonight for Monday Night Football in the NFL. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming off a 45-20 point win against the Las Vegas Raiders last week, and the Giants are coming off a 21-22 crushing loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Can the Giants improve to 2-6 and steal a win over Tampa Bay? Find out tonight on Monday Night Football and tune in at 8:15 p.m. for the game. The Cleveland Browns battled it out yesterday against the Las Vegas Raiders to look to improve their record to 6-2 on the season. Baker and the Browns taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Baker Mayfield, a little play action, dumps off to his tight end Harrison Bryant, and he will go to the 40-30, but fumbles the football, and the Raider defense recovers. Now Derek Carr leading the Raiders down the field. He completes a short pass down the middle to set up his kicker, Daniel Carlson, for the field goal, which will give the Raiders a 6-3 lead at halftime. Now Derek Carr, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, finds Hunter Renfrow for the score. Later in the game, Derek Carr showing off the wheels. Here he goes, but forgets the football. But the Raiders recover. Now Baker drops back, slings one down the field, and finds Jarvis Landry, one-handed grab. Oh my goodness, Jarvis Landry, what a catch by the Browns. Now sets up a field goal, but it's shanked wide left, and the Browns will go on to lose the game. Raiders win 16-6 to improve to 4-3. Browns drop to 5-3 and will go into their bye week. Staying with the AFC North Division in football, the Pittsburgh Steelers took on the Baltimore Ravens yesterday in an interdivisional showdown. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this one trying to end the undefeated season of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's Lamar Jackson, first drive of the game, drops back, fires one, and it's intercepted by the Steelers defense. The Steelers defense already making an impact, taking it to the house for the score. Steelers up here early, but Lamar Jackson would respond the very next drive. Here's Lamar, drops back, shows off his passing accuracy, and finds Miles Boykin in the back of the end zone for the score. And now here's Gus Edwards for the Ravens, punching it into the end zone. Ravens would have a 17-7 lead at the half in this game. But Big Ben will not let this one slip away from his hands. Here's Eric Ebron showing off the speed, and he finds the end zone and shows off the dance moves at the end. And Big Ben once again leading the Steelers down the field, drops back, fires one at the corner of the end zone, and finds Chase Claypool, the rookie. He's had an amazing season for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year as they take the lead late in the fourth quarter. Here's Lamar Jackson trying to make something happen at the end of the game. Fires one over the end zone, but it's batted down by the Steelers defense. The Steelers escape Baltimore and remain undefeated. That's all I have for sports. I'm Matthew Mergent, and this was your TV2 Sports Report.
Still to come on TV2 News, remember playing with Play-Doh as a kid? Well, if you didn't, you can try it now. The company's newest product for adults.
An asteroid is making its way to Earth today, or is it? More on if you should worry after this 90-second break.
Hello, I'm Melissa Myers.
And I'm Dante Centofanti.
Our motto here at TV2 is truly Portage County. We pride ourselves on being the only station to bring the stories that matter most to you, both on air and online.
And in this election cycle, it is no different. On November 3rd, starting at 8:30 p.m., we will have a special election edition of TV2 News.
Our live team coverage all night long will break down the issues and results that you care about in Portage County.
We'll also follow the major issues and races statewide and across the country.
Won't be near a TV on election night? Don't worry, we're in the palm of your hand. Available to stream wherever, whenever at KentWire.com.
So get out and vote, and then tune into TV2 to see the results. We'll see you all on November 3rd.
A lot of your favorite chains are offering deals for Election Day, discounts and freebies. Free discount and some freebies for Election Day. Burger King is offering $3 off orders of $18 or more through Grubhub. McDonald's is giving away apple fritters, blueberry muffins, and cinnamon rolls through its app. P.F. Chang's is doing a $10 off deal for new Grubhub customers. Wendy's is offering a free classic chicken sandwich with any purchase. And at Krispy Kreme, you can get a free glazed donut on Election Day by showing your I voted sticker.
And Play-Doh isn't just for kids anymore. The toy brand is set to launch a new line of their famous dough for adults. It has more sophisticated packaging and comes in appealing grown-up scents like overpriced latte and spa day. But it also has more original scents like Mom Jeans, which smells like freshly washed denim, and Grill King, which smells like a smoky barbecue. You still won't want to eat Play-Doh even though some kids try to. It's selling at Walmart and Amazon for about $12 a pack.
An asteroid with the size of 6.5 feet is set to zoom past Earth just before Election Day. Renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson says the refrigerator-sized asteroid may, quote, buzz cut the Earth today, but is too small to cause harm. According to USA Today, NASA previously said there's only a 0.41% chance it will even enter our atmosphere. And before we leave, we want to remind you to get out and vote tomorrow if you haven't already.
Now the polls close at 7:30 and then we'll be live all night as results come in starting at 8:30.
Make sure you make your voice heard and tune in to the election show for coverage on the issues that impact you.
And that's all we have time for this evening. Thanks for tuning in. You can always find the latest headlines and breaking news at TV2 KSU.
We do not have a newscast tomorrow night. Instead, tune in to the election show at 8:30. I'm Nadine Battah.
And I'm Jenna Borthwick. Have a great night, Portage County.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo! They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Wizard, roll for deceasedness.
My Dark Wizard casts Super Fireball.
The wizard has only rolled an 8.
What? This is garbage! Spell.
No way a roll like that doesn't hit a level 1
I
goblin.
have
Are you
7.
serious? You gotta be kidding
Oh
me.
my
You
God!
see
What
this
is
treasure? It's just
going
a baby
on?
goblin.
Cease your quarreling, children.
What?
No! What are you doing, you crazy monster?
Nanny?
Oh my
What?
You should stop being nerds and playing D&D and be nerds and watch All Systems Go Wednesdays at 9, where we talk everything from movies, games, to anime and more.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Reasonable.
Go watch All Systems Go.